Anyways, he was the most secretive of our presidents that we had. Like, kept everything under wraps.
And Trump has given all the information immediately.
I will say, yeah, one of my favorite things was, or not favorite, but first off, the not favorite thing was that Obama signed most of his executive orders like at night, like basically while no one was watching. But then as soon as Trump comes in, he's like, all the camera crews, all the media, here, I'm revoking all these executive orders, and sign, like when he first, like in those first 100 days, I just remember watching him sign like 20 something documents, like holding them up to the camera, being like, look, boom, and I'm like, my boy. Coming in here doing it right in front of us. At least you're not being secret about it.
And the thing is,
whether you disagree or not, at least he's not hiding it.
He's not against DACA, even though people say he is. He's not against DACA. He wants it to become a law that, but with more restrictions. Because if you want your citizenship, you have to come back. You have to come here on a merit-based system, which should be a thing that we do constantly. But people are saying, oh, he just wants to revoke DACA and not implement it again. No. He wants to revoke DACA as an executive order because as an executive order is unconstitutional. But if you put certain restrictions on it, it becomes constitutional.
Makes sense. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. You would also have more of that than I do.
Well, that was because I joined the military and I'm like, okay, if I'm going to uphold the Constitution, I'm going to learn everything I can.
Yeah, because you have to swear an oath whenever you join to uphold the Constitution and protect the American people, whatever you call it.
The citizens of the United States.
Yeah, citizens. You know, people. You know the thing. The
things that walk around and breathe. Like dogs.
We hold it beholden that all men are created equal under. The thing.
So
the thing.
You know why he said that, right? Because he was trying to get the atheist vote. He couldn't say God.
I thought it was just because he's freaking crazy.
No, it's because he's like, I can't say God.
I gotta stop right there. The thing. Yes, Biden, we know the thing. The thing. You lying dog-faced pony soldier.
That is the greatest line to come out of that.
I actually really like that as an insult. I don't know if he just you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. I really like that as an insult. Now
That is a nice insult.
I don't know if it was just an amalgamation of words when he said it and he didn't. But
did he have a stroke in the middle of it?
No,
yeah,
lying dog-faced pony soldier is a old term.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that is a pretty heavy insult to say you're a pony soldier. Because if it's like you're on the cavalry or something, right? And it's like, yeah, you just ride on a pony. You friggin' you're a wimp. You're a little wimp. You're
not a ground troop.
Yeah, you're not an actual. You're a pony soldier, and you're dog-faced because you're ugly, and you're a liar. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You're a coward, ugly coward.
Who was he insulting?
One of his voters.
Yeah. One of his voters.
Yeah, one of his voters. Because the voter asked him something about how are you going to confirm this? I could be wrong about this, but it was basically a simple question of how can you affirm to your base that you are going to get the primary? And he was like, you ever been to a caucus before? No, you haven't, you lying dog-faced pony soldier. It's like, whoa! And you took it to 100.
And the person was on was a delegate.
Yeah.
Was a delegate.
Is the person no longer a delegate?
No, because they got off the board for delegates and everything and just left. They were done. They just wanted to become a regular voter.
Especially after getting insulted for no damn reason.
This was before that. They left years ago.
Okay. That's funny though. Why would you insult them?
What a great insult. But so uncalled for. So uncalled for. It was even if it wasn't that question, it was basically on that line of a question that would be pretty simple to answer. Of just being let me give you some pep talk of dude, we are gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm the man.
If anything, it was literally a softball. Knock this out of the park.
Yeah, and he's just who are you to ask me how I'm gonna get to the primary? You know who you are? A lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Oh, so I was actually reading this last night. This is something I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I was looking at the stats for wearing seatbelts.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, just because I was in the back seat, I was curious because like I saw a lot of state. There's like 30 states now that are like requiring front and back seat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so like, I was like, okay, is Tennessee one of them? I couldn't find it, honestly.
Georgia is. I don't know if Tennessee is.
No.
No, Georgia's not.
Georgia's a buckle up.
It's a
state.
buckle up.
It's
but
a buckle up,
it's not
but
the front and back.
if you're 16 years or older, you do not have to buckle up in the back seat.
Yeah.
In the back seat. So if you're in the front, you
have
have
to buckle up.
We're
Okay.
like in California, they have the full-on one. New York just passed theirs, and at least Albany. And like so, but anyways, I was looking at these stats of like people who have because they kept putting out like how safe seatbelts are, and it's like the percentage of people that survive because of wearing seatbelts is 47%. I'm like, that's still 53% of people
That die because of it.
Yeah, that
So
die.
here's
Have
the
you
thing.
looked into the deeper statistics?
Well, that's what I was
then?
trying to figure out. Is I'm like, did they die from because they had seatbelts on or not have
Yes.
seatbelts on, right? And then so what I was
Yeah,
looking at,
yeah. I want to hear what you.
what I was trying to find is like none of them would answer that question because that was a question I specifically asked was how many people died while
From seatbelts.
Yeah, while wearing seatbelts and from seatbelts, and it was like the seatbelts are safe for you. The statistics are ranging from 45 to 47% of people who survived, and then they threw out this insane number of like 46,000 some odd number of people have survived because of it, and then yeah 46,000, and then it was like, and then had another percentage of people been wearing them, 2,000 more people would be alive. I'm like, where's your numbers coming from?
How
Like,
do you just
where
assume that?
did you throw these numbers?
So-
Like these numbers just you came up with a random number of people that survived. Here's a percentage of
Yeah.
that, and then here's another random number of people who may have survived based off of some imaginary stats. If an additional
Yeah.
3% more people survive.
I want to hear what you say, but I want to throw. It's the same thing. Extrapolation. They use that where there was that whole incident where they were saying. I think it was like 10,000 minimal. It was 10,000. It might have been more. 10,000 females get sexually harassed online video games a year, and it's like you look at what they did that from. They surveyed 100 people and then extrapolated based on 100 people to be 10,000.
And about the seatbelt thing, my stepdad has been in 2 car crashes where if he was wearing his seatbelt, he would be dead. Because the way that it was like he rolled a couple times and they said, yeah, if you'd been wearing your seatbelt, it would have suffocated you.
Were you, whenever you rolled, were you wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah.
You were? Okay.
Because I had to unbuckle myself. I was hanging upside down.
Yeah. Now, that was crazy because, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't roll this way.
No, I rolled end over
You
end.
rolled, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And survived.
Like,
Because that's like higher chance of death.
that's what the EMT said. The craziest part is like when I got out, I had little to no.
Scratches?
Yeah, I unbuckled, fell down, got out of my driver's side window, and was like, all right, I'm gonna sit on my car and wait till someone shows up because I lost my phone in the middle of it. And then the EMT shows up, she's like, I gotta check your heart rate, all this other stuff. Did it. She's like, you have a really low heart rate. She's like, do you feel any pain or you hurt anywhere? I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. She's like, you realize you have 3 shards of glass sticking out of your heart? And I was like, oh.
Adrenaline, man.
Nope, didn't even realize
But
it.
that's crazy. Adrenaline, but at the same time, if your heart rate was resting at that point, the adrenaline had already worn off, and it still was just like, what? No, I'm fine.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
yeah, I pulled him straight out. She's like, you're not supposed to do that. I was supposed to do that. I'm like, it's too late because I literally
I'm not giving you money. Like, what? You want me to give you $100,000 so you can take 3 pieces of glass out of mine? No, F off.
Yeah.
And-
Which,
But like, yeah, the thing is like seatbelt laws. It blow my mind, and just because of like the stats, they won't give you how many people are actually dying. And
Because,
they're like,
like
it's
he was
just
saying,
safer.
I've heard that
Safer.
multiple times where professionals, doctors, EMTs, whatever, say, yeah, the seatbelt would have killed you in that.
Yeah.
It's something, I don't remember the exact thing, but it's something like the seatbelt is good until you get to about 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, because then it can just crush
Because
you.
then it's
It
going
can
to
do-
kill you.
It
Yeah.
can do a lot of other things. They're like, no, it's supposed to, it stops and saves. But it's like, if the percentage is 47%, then
is
I'd
it
rather be on the
actually-
53% inside that says, fuck that shit.
53% survive without it? I like those odds.
Yeah, that all sounds way better than 47%. And then
Right.
it was like, oh, but it cuts down 50% of you actually.
That leaf likes you.
Right? It was like 50% survive with. It takes off the lethal injury level by
Yeah.
50%. It's like, so you're still saying a toss of a coin.
Yeah, yeah.
A toss of a coin.
It's
could
a
kill- I could still
50-50.
die.
50-50, I'm going to receive a terrible injury either way.
Yeah.
still gonna go on
So-
that 53% then,
Yeah,
or
so if I
57.
survive.
The
Yeah.
one,
might
the
as
one
well.
accident I had was on my birthday, and it was because of mechanical failure of my vehicle. My steering wheel, I was trying to get around somebody,
Yeah.
just move over one lane. I turned it like this, barely, to glide over, shot me over 2 lanes.
What the fuck?
And I was like, okay, I gotta slow down. This person can just keep going, do whatever they're doing. And I'm like, okay, my exit's coming up. I need to be able to, because I thought it was just like some weird thing going on.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, that was weird. Maybe it won't happen again. So my exit's coming up. California, because I was in San Diego at the time, has an exit to where, in order to get onto it, to get to where I'm going, I need to be on the left side because that's where the exit is.
They have left side exits?
Yeah,
That is backwards.
yeah.
Everywhere I've been,
Some-
it's standardized that the right is the exit, even if that means they have to loop you around to go left.
Nope. This one goes over the interstate and onto another
You take
interstate.
a left on the interstate.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
That is crazy.
My exit's coming up. I'm like, okay, I gotta get over.
No wonder there's so much traffic.
Yeah, it's bad. My house was an hour and a half away, but it used to take me between 3 to 4 hours to get there.
Oh, hell no. I'm not driving 3-4 hours to go home.
Yeah, sometimes I just stayed on the ship.
Yeah, I'm saying, stay away
Yeah,
the fuck out
right?
of that.
I'll just stay in my dorm.
Yeah,
I'll stay on my bunk. It's fine.
but so I tried to get over, turned it or moved it a little bit to the left, not as much as I did to go to the right.
Yeah.
90 degrees, right into the wall.
What the?
Okay, yeah, I wanted you to cut to the end of the story because I'm just so curious, and then I wanted to hear the rest of it, but I'll let you play it out. What broke?
Yeah, like, cause that's a.
Why
that's a
was
weird
your steering
malfunction.
column doing that?
From what I was told on the report when they investigated the car, it was a mechanical failure of the steering column along with the axle.
So it was a twofold problem.
It was a twofold problem.
Yeah, could you try to elaborate what that means was happening?
So the steering column was miscalibrated to where whenever I was turning it, it was turning the wheels a lot harder than what it should have.
Okay. And that so it was the connection from the steering column to the axle was just wrong.
Yes.
Kind of like a very
The
simple
bearing-
version of that
the
is
bearing
whenever
that
you're
it was turning too hard.
It's the simple thing of like whenever your wheels aren't aligned, you'll have that thing where the steering wheel is just turning left, naturally pulling left.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except on the extreme end of where it's so off that a slight adjustment is.
Detrimental.
That's crazy. Oh, I hear thunder rolling in. I think I see it over there.
Wind's blowing that way. It's moving that way.
Yeah. Doesn't matter which way it goes. We can always go inside if needed.
But yeah, the
Right?
statistics
It already
for
rained today.
seatbelts- The statistics for seatbelts is kind of skewed.
Dude, it is.
Yeah,
it's
no, it's
skewed
either,
in the
based
side
on
of the
what you're
people.
saying that you were trying to even get the stats of like, well, then how many people have been killed by seatbelts? It's like, we're not going to tell you that.
Yeah, like it's like okay, then this is dumb. Like why? If you're not gonna give me both sides, so I can at least make an objective observation
Yeah.
on my own, see
Yeah.
what's going on, and
Right.
see what I want to decide. It's
Because
like,
who knows, out of that 57%, 20% could have been killed by the seatbelt, and then another 37% survived. Yeah, that's a better statistic of wearing the seatbelt. Give me that freaking statistic.
Yeah,
It's like-
give me this because it would seem like you're hiding something.
yeah, like, 'cause
To
it's
have
like-
a law in place.
especially since you can't even argue that you can't even get to the point where it's like it's not a 50% chance.
Yeah.
And like one of the wordings I saw for another thing was like almost 50%, and I was like, almost.
Why don't you give me the number?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like so.
And then
everything-
also, I'm a stickler for, especially if I really want to dig deep on something, that you should give me you should lay out properly the entire numbers,
Yes.
the sample
give me
size.
both sides, give me everything that's going on.
Here's the full data I collected, because usually the way those reports start is it's like, here's what the conclusion is. Now, here, let me show you my work. Here's how I did it, and then
Yes.
you reaffirm the conclusion at the end, because it's like you're then basically do the math.
And I spent.
Where you're like,
literally
because of this,
my
that, this,
drive-
blah blah blah.
My drive last night to here was all. That's all I spent time doing. So it's about a 45-minute drive, and literally I couldn't find a thing. And I was just like, give me wanting the other
They
side.
kept pushing you to the one answer
Yeah,
of
it's just like-
47% survival because of seatbelts, or
Yeah.
43 or whatever.
47.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Because, I mean, back in the day, right, they didn't have seatbelts, and then they made the seatbelt, like, they standardized adding seatbelts. They had the whole PSA with the crash test dummies.
Yeah.
They did all that stuff. They claim that it's reduced fatal, and they say that there was more fatal. I haven't seen those numbers, so I'm not going to argue one way or the other. They say that the seatbelts have prevented more fatal accidents because of people flying through windshields and stuff like that has been
Which was what the arguments were for all these. Was like it's more dangerous for which is why I was curious about the backseat thing. And they were like, it's more dangerous for the person in the front seat who's driving with the person in the back. Let's say they hit somebody, flies through and hits them.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can get behind that. I can understand, like, yeah, the person in the back is just a loose object at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
well, also if they're not putting those numbers in there, I've seen them before. I couldn't call them offhand, but the majority of injuries sustained from car wrecks are loose objects in the car hitting you. It's concussions from objects flying around.
Which is why which is why I understood. Like, I'm like, oh, the person in the back seat. But you ram something and they come flying through and hit you. Like, I get why they're like, yeah, that person in the back seat probably should wear a seatbelt, but like, it's not a law in all states.
Yeah.
So,
my granddad, Uncle Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he got hit, his car went up and over. Yeah, because he was in a one-way street, and somebody came from the other side onto his side. They were drunk driving. They hit him. He was at a dead stop, and whenever it hit, it flipped his car over. But you know how Uncle Buddy's car is. It's filled with shit. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's pack rat.
Yeah.
A hoarder.
Yeah. He just has a bunch of stuff in the car for no reason. Whenever people tried to get him, they found one of his clubs hanging out of the passenger side seat. And so they took the club, broke his driver's side window to pull him out.
okay.
And he's like, why'd you use my club?
Use something else, man. That was my good club.
I will say, because of that part of my family, that has made me a lot better at not being a pack rat. But I now have slipped so far that I regret that there's some things I threw away that I'm like, why did I not keep that?
Yeah.
Dang it!
I wish I could say I had those, because I've thrown away some, like, memorabilia stuff.
Yeah, you've thrown away way more than I've thrown away.
I still don't have that regret.
And I regret for you. That's the thing. That's the problem. Is I regret for you, and maybe that's because I have a pack rat family.
Like,
Not my whole family,
no,
just
my,
part
you
of
know
my
my mom.
family.
She keeps a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she's not
Mainly my
nearly.
grandfather.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just, I've thrown so much stuff away over the years. I've just never looked back and thought about it again. I've literally burnt my first grade folder. Just like stuff my mom gave me when I was leaving. She's like, here's all your stuff from when you were a kid. And I'm like, burn it all. And just straight burnt every bit of
He's
it.
a madman.
I still have things from whenever I was going to a magnet school.
Wait, what's a magnet?
Yeah, like I've never heard that.
Is that the precursor to what's that new thing called?
Terry?
No, what's that curriculum where they do the 2 + 2 is 5?
No, it's not Common Core.
Common Core is the precursor to magnet
No,
school.
no,
Precursor to Common Core.
No.
No.
Whenever James goes back, because he wants to know what a
Yeah.
magnet school is, I will
fair
explain it.
Fair enough.
But a magnet school is not Common Core.
Okay, good. 'Cause Common Core is awful. Awful. Have you seen some of the curriculum for Common Core?
Yeah,
You know, it's
stupid.
made by.
Let's back up. I didn't want to know what the hell a magnet is.
Well, I was just filling air,
Okay.
so there wasn't dead air.
Yeah.
Now that
so
you're back, we can.
A magnet school is, some of them are private, some of them are public/private,
Okay.
where you have to take an exam to get in.
Oh, okay.
The one that I went to has an exam, and you have to be in the county that you're
Is
applying
magnet an
for.
acronym?
No. Magnet is basically, hey, we specialize in this field. Like, some magnet schools will be technical, some will be artsy. Mine was an artsy one because I played in orchestra.
Okay.
So I got in because I played violin. I was part of the orchestra. But I joined the art class and the piano class as well because I like that stuff. I like music. And I like art.
Okay. Here's a good quick summary there. In the U.S. education system, magnet schools are public schools with specialized courses or curricula Magnet refers to how the schools draw students from across the normal boundaries defined by the authorities of school zones.
Yep.
So you can go to a school out of your district.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
So I went to a magnet school, and it was a fine arts school. So it was art, band, drama,
Just the
orchestra.
artsy geeks.
Yes. And the curriculum was super advanced. Like in middle school, you were learning high school stuff. In high school, you were learning college stuff.
Yeah.
Where, so it was from grades 6 to 12.
I like that. I like the idea of this because it also reminds me a lot of that new thing that's been going on where it's the private schools that you have to do the lottery to get into.
We talked about this one.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. Because the school unions hate them. The unions absolutely
They
hate
had
them.
vouchers, essentially.
Yeah. The voucher. What is that freaking called? Oh crap.
Public school vouchers to get you across the district.
Yeah, so that you can go, but it's oh my god, what is this school called? I'm sorry people watching this. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's
That's what pisses me off most. Not because because I know what I'm talking about and you guys get the concept well enough, but I'm like I feel so bad for people watching. They're like, what the crap you talking about, Austin? I'm like, this thing, dude. This thing. You
The
know
thing.
the thing. You know the thing. That school that the unions hate. The thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do
and-
a critical researching, you can figure it out based off what you said, honestly.
And due to circumstances, I failed out in 8th grade. I had to
Unfortunate.
repeat 8th grade, but the school that I had to go to had an 8.5 program where half the day you spend in middle school, half the day you spend in high school. I was only in it for 5 weeks because they're like, you're ahead of everyone here. You shouldn't be in this.
But you failed 8th grade based off of magnets.
Yeah, based
Yeah.
on that standard. So then when you went to a normal public school, they were like, oh, we got to bump you ahead, man. You're way past this.
Isn't that insulting though? Like, just isn't the American,
Education system.
yeah, like that we have? It's like if you actually
Get
get a
rid of
better
Common Core.
education.
All it does is breed commies.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was watching one video where this guy was like talking about history. These two girls were like, yeah, we're teachers, and he's like, okay, when did this?
Yes,
happen?
you saw
When
that
did this
video?
happen?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And she-
We're
and she was like-
1700s?
Yeah, she was like, they were saying like 1960s. And
Oh,
shit like
yeah,
that.
but there was two teachers
Yeah,
specifically.
and they were like, I don't. One was like, I don't know. I teach something else, and he was like, oh, what exactly do you do? She's like, I teach the kids about why racism is this and
Yeah,
that.
she
It's
was
like,
That's
she was
a
social.
school?
It's
You
That's
haven't
a
seen it?
class?
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh my god, you haven't seen this video. Okay, so it's for the 4th of July. A dude went around in California and just asked a bunch of random people, like, what is the 4th of July celebrating?
Yep.
What year was America founded? Or the Declaration of Independence signed, more specifically. What war did we fight?
Dude, someone said the French.
Yeah, the French Revolution was one of the answers. Another one was World War II.
Yeah.
Another one said World War II.
Dude, the answers
But
are all over
No,
the fucking
no.
board.
This blows my fucking mind. So, one of my friends was out with her dad. Her dad's a truck driver. And she said something that one of the truck drivers said that pissed me off. And it was about the founding of the Navy.
Okay.
And that it was privateers originally, which not wrong. We didn't have a
Not
standing
technically
military.
Right.
But,
Isn't it technically privateers?
uh,
I mean, it depends on where you're from, really.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
how
I'm
do you
just
say
uh,
no judgment.
Yeah.
but it's not wrong.
This is the no spin zone.
Okay, Bill O'Reilly.
We'll do it live.
Anyway,
So
Sorry.
he says that the Navy was founded for some reason, but that the Marines were founded after the Navy,
What?
which is wrong.
yeah, entirely.
No, the Marines are the Navy
They're a branch of the Navy,
initially.
but the Navy wasn't a branch of the military. The Navy wasn't a branch of the military until it was founded.
What? What?
Yeah.
Okay. No, the Navy was the original military. We didn't have, because we had the Minutemen, the militiamen, whatever. We didn't have a ground fighting force because we didn't
We had
need
the
an army.
Constitutional Army.
Yeah, we were like, why would we have the government fund an army? We all have
And we
guns.
had the Constitutional Navy.
Yeah.
And then we disbanded them after the war. And then we're like, okay, we need them again because our trade routes are getting hijacked
I
by
think it was
pirates in the
mainly
Middle
the
East.
Somalis, right?
No, it was not
No.
the Somalis. It was in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
And it was Egyptian and other Arab nations attacking ours. And Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and Adams went over there to figure
To
out
talk with them,
to
to
talk
try
with
and
them.
get a treaty.
And see why they're attacking us and see if they can create a peace treaty. And they found out that they're attacking our ships because of their religion.
Yeah, because we were Christians. And now the
It's
thing
just
is,
the religious, which
we-
just seems like a lot of problems. in
Yeah,
the
And that's
war.
why we
Like,
founded our military.
well, first we did come to an agreement with them that we give them a certain amount of money,
Let us bypass it.
and then they won't attack our ships, right? So the first government budget was to pay Muslims, essentially,
Yep.
to pay Muslims to not attack us. Then after a few years, they were still attacking us and we were giving them money, so we revoked our contract with them and said if we're going to be paying money, we might as well use it to make a navy
Yeah,
and
it's like,
defend ourselves.
if you're not
so
not
then they
actually
put
gonna
that
hold your
budget,
side,
they put that
we're gonna
budget
stop
to
you.
making the navy.
Yep.
And that was our first military was Navy. Navy was first, and the Marines as
Well,
part of
Army
that.
was first.
Army was actually first?
Yes. Army was first, then it was the Navy. Well, then it was the Marines, then it was the Navy.
I was just saying, 'cause I know the Navy literally does branch off just from being part of the Marines initially.
Yeah,
Then
Marines
it
comes
was-
from Marina.
Then it swapped. Because the Marines are under the Navy now.
Hey, do you know who has the biggest air force in the world? Yeah, you know who has the second biggest air force in the world? Yeah.
What? Well, no.
Oh,
No.
did I ask that wrong?
Yeah. Who has the second biggest Air Force is the Army.
The Army.
The Army. Air Force has the smallest Air Force.
Fair enough. I mean, but hey,
Okay,
their
yeah.
ships are way better.
So the Navy
No,
has
the
so
Navy
the
has
U.S.
best.
still has the most air force, but it's the Navy has more, then the Army has the next most, then the Air Force.
Yep.
But it's still all us, as in the U.S.
U.S. owns all of it.
Which we need to pull out of the UN because we're just the watchdogs at this point.
Yeah,
And-
we're the UN's attack dog.
Yeah. So if we pull out of the UN, that means the other countries have to defend themselves, and we don't have to defend them anymore. We don't become the world police.
Is
which
NATO the EU?
hasn't- No.
NATO's the UN.
NATO is within the UN.
Okay. That's their Peace Corps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, Peace Corps, where they standardize them with FALs and P90s and give them some of the most advanced freaking military firepower we have.
Which
Some of the most advanced. It's kind of outdated.
yeah. But if we pull out of the UN and out of NATO, we're fine. We aren't the watchdog anymore. We can pull all of our troops out
Yeah.
and do what people have wanted for a long time. Just not go against people.
Not being
I
a
don't.
fight.
Yeah, I don't think that our military should be policing the planet.
No.
That makes no sense.
We are the police of the planet.
Why are
because
we
of
doing
NATO
that?
and UN.
Yeah, exactly. Because of their rules and regulations and they basically dictate what we do.
Yep.
And I think that's BS. I really do. I think that's BS. And I think the American people are in agreement with that. They might not be in agreement to pull out of the UN, but I think that's from
I mean, from what I've heard, most people are
Misinformation.
agreeing with at least the idea of
we shouldn't be
not
policing the planet.
everybody. Like, that
And
makes
then
sense.
if you once you look into why these policies are in place, then you do come to the conclusion, because I've come to that same conclusion of, well, then we need to leave the UN.
Also,
Because they're the ones making us go do it. Now, granted,
They're not
we
making us,
also
but
have corruption in the military-industrial complex that wants to keep funding itself through war.
like Bolton. Bolton is one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes the most sense. Like war is money, war.
Yeah. But thing is, if you've watched how things have progressed, it's the left saying that, yeah, we need to stay in the UN, we need to continue policing the planet. Where the right is now saying, no.
Yeah, that's one thing I think is freaking crazy, right? Is that the Republicans, for the longest time, have been, I won't say warmongers, but have been very much for war, for military, and stuff like that. And the left was always peace, 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 no involvement, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden we elect a president who Iran shoots down a drone, blows up one of our ships, starts doing all this stuff, and he says, no, we're not going to go to war with them. F it. And then all of a sudden the left is like, what? We kill them! Burn them, bomb them, destroy them! And it's like, whoa, what the crap, dude? You guys were the no war people.
Yeah.
What just happened?
We're at peace. Let's try to at least
Let's
make
just
it.
try and make peace. Yeah, let's make peace. Like, okay, all right, because I liked that call. It was like what, the 18 minutes where everything was getting sent over to bomb, and then in 18 minutes of them, Trump said no, pull him back, and then the media and the left attacked him for it, and he said one drone is not worth starting a war.
Yep.
Because that was all that was shot was a drone.
He said
It's like, yeah,
one drone is not worth starting a war. One life lost is.
Mm-hmm. That was his stance.
But a drone is unmanned, so why are we attracting
Yeah,
people?
exactly. But everybody turned on him. Now, the tanker getting blown up, I don't remember how many casualties there were. The Iraqi oil fields that we were guarding that got attacked by Iran, I think Scud launchers or something.
Yeah.
The numbers kept growing because at first it was like 17 injured, none dead, and then it was 20, then it was 200, and the numbers just kept going up. Then it was like, yeah, people have died, so I don't know what actually happened there. Because then also a barracks was attacked.
Yeah.
And I don't know what actually happened there.
And that's where we took out the ISIS leader.
Yeah, and that was our
part of
response.
Iran's
And then killing
government.
the general, the
Yep.
Iranian general.
That's
Yet-
the same person.
Yet they lost their shit when he's like, yeah, we went and did all this stuff. Like, we went and bombed them and just like, got rid of ISIS.
The dogs killed him.
And it's like, they were
Yeah,
like,
dude, how great is that? That freaking dog, man. I forget his name, but that dog's a hero.
Like,
And oh my god, and Trump insulted him so hard because he insulted a dead man so hard because he was like, he died like a dog. Because he was cowered in a corner like a dog and was killed like a dog. And it's like, wow, but then they turn around, oh no, whenever he bombed the guy in Iran, the media published it as a scholar, a religious scholar.
Yeah.
Trump murdered a religious scholar. He's like, yeah, the guy who was running ISIS.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Religious? Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was a religious. You're right.
I mean,
Yes.
We could also say that, Hitler was a religious scholar.
religious was
Or no, not religious scholar. What was he? Hitler was a artist.
Yeah,
he was
an artist.
All right,
He was a great architect.
yeah.
I mean, look at everything that he built in Berlin.
He's such a beautiful architect.
Oh.
All right, we'll be right back. We're signing off for this week. We'll be back next week.
Face. Oh, wait,